All right, in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to patch a tire properly. I am not gonna be talking about plugging a tire or plug patches because that's a separate video. Plugs are a temporary fix. The proper permanent fix is to patch a tire. If you get a screw or a nail, here we go. I'm gonna go into the assumption that you already know how to properly use a tire machine to dismount your tire. That's also a separate video, but you can see right here that I have a nail poking through this tire. If the injury is too far into the sidewall of the tire, you need to stay away from that. You cannot put a patch on the sidewall of the tire. It needs to be in the center tread area of the tire, okay? This is a no-go zone out here. It needs to be within the tread. There are some tire manufacturers and some companies that will tell you a certain spec to get inside, like they won't go any closer than 1 or 2 inches. I'll leave that up to the discretion of the tire shop and the tire manager. Tire patches come in multiple shapes, sizes. Today, all that's necessary is a small patch. This patch right here has small arrows that say bead to the sides. The patch needs to be oriented in this direction. Now, I have marked where the injury is at on my tire with tire crayon, and I can now remove the injury. So if it's a nail or if it's a screw, I'll try, if I can, to take it back out the same direction that it went into the tire. That way I'm doing the least amount of damage to the cords of steel that make up the carcass of the tire, okay? So there's my nail. There are also specs on how big the injury can be. If it's a bolt, if it's something as big as your pinky that went through there, it's not repairable. The tire is junk. But small nail like this size, we can repair that. Now, I'm gonna keep track of where that injury is at, and I'm now gonna buff. This is the tool we use for buffing. This is a cordless Milwaukee. You can also use a corded tool, but you don't want too many RPMs, okay? That's about perfect right there. This stone right here is designed for buffing the inside of the tire. I'm gonna mark where the injury was at for you guys and also for myself so that I know where to buff. Safety glasses on, get in there with your tool, shine a light if you need to. This tool has a light built in. Now with my buffing, I'm using a little bit of light pressure. I don't want the tool skipping around like that. I want enough pressure on it that I can keep steady. And what I'm trying to do is smooth this area out so that my patch has a good contact area with no ridges, no lines, and no bumps that my patch can actually stick to this as flat as I can make it. I do not want to go through this layer of the tire and into the cords below it. If I get too deep, the tire's junk. Okay, you can now see I've smoothed it out without going too deep and into the carcass of the tire. You can just barely make out where the hole is. I've tried to make it the center of my buff area. If you get lost and you need to find it again, it's okay to get a probe or a pick. Find it again, it's right there. We're okay. All right, next step is any of the dust that I've created. I want to get that out of my tire. I'm going to just use some compressed air. Wear your safety glasses. Some guys will get in there with a steel brush and get any excess off. Get any of the crumbs off. Okay, next step. I'm going to use a little bit of rubber prep. That softens the rubber. Some guys will do this step first before they buff. I like to do it after I buff. You can watch how quickly that dries. Next step, we're going to use rubber cement. Cold vulcanizing fluid. The tire itself and the fluid need to be up to the proper temperature. It's in the directions. If I'm doing work on a cold tire on a winter day, I will use a heat gun and I will heat up my area beforehand. I want the tire to be up to temperature with the heat gun if it's a cold day, cold tire. All right, rubber cement has a brush in it. I'm gonna brush that right on my injury area, just like that. Go both directions. I don't want to get a bunch of crumbs inside my cement. So try and prevent that if possible, so your cement doesn't harden on you and start curing inside the can. Keep it sealed up. Now we're gonna wait. I like to wait about 5 minutes. You can tell that the glue has had time to soak in. I'm now gonna take my patch. I do not wanna touch the area that I've glued, and I do not want to touch the backside of the patch. Break it open, and I want to use the backing to be the only thing that touches my patch. Don't let the oils from your fingers touch the surface of the rubber or the surface of the tire that you've prepped. The oils from your hands or rags or anything else will affect the patch sticking. Rubber only, glue only. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm gonna pay attention to where I need to be lined up with the arrows on my patch. Center it over my injury. The hole is right there. You can use the pick if you need to again to remember where your hole's at. Center it right over the top. Press in the center. Pull the backing out. Press it down with your finger. You want to try and prevent any wrinkling and make it as flat as you possibly can. Now I'm going to use a tool called the stitcher. This has a wheel on the end of it. And I'm going to just press firmly, work from the center out. Go back to the center, work out. Now I'm going to go the opposite direction. Start in the center, pressing hard as I can. You can go multiple directions, and I want that patch to lay as flat as I possibly can. Now, I'm going to use a pick or screwdriver, anything like that, and I'm just going to pull away that plastic on the outside. If your patch comes off, start over. The patch should stay, and there should be no wrinkling around the outside. If you have wrinkling, that means you're going to have an air leak. Rip it off, buff it again, start over. I'm happy with where this one is at. Final step. Not everybody does this, but we do in my shop. I'll use a little bit of bead sealer on the outside, and this is just to replace the rubber that we buffed off. And it's a little bit of an extra security just to help prevent any leaks. There you go. Repair is complete. This will hold air, but I'm going to double check it. Once I get the tire mounted onto my wheel, I'll use some soapy water, double check my fix, make sure we don't have any comebacks. Hope this helps.